Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today I'm going to show you how you can make a really lovely present bag all on your own, and I'm also going to show you the French stitch while we're at it, so it's going to look really neat and really cool in the end. So stay tuned. So here is everything that we're going to need. So I'm going to show you just some basics, and we always start with fabric scissors here, measuring tape, then some pins. Here I have hand gauge or ruler works too, something to mark with. Here I have fabric chalk, then I have thread that matches the color of the fabric. And as far as the fabric goes, you can use pretty much whatever you like. So first of all, here I have jersey fabric, so that's a little bit stretchy and a little bit more elastic, or I'm using some cotton here as well, so that's a little bit more sturdy. Or of course you can upcycle, for example, use old tablecloths or something else that you're not using anymore. Then I have here some decorative band so that we can close it off later, and of course you can decorate it, and you probably already saw these decorative pieces in my last video. So yeah, these you can definitely check out in the other video. They're also super easy to make, so I'm gonna post the link here on top if you guys are interested. So the first step is to cut out the exact size of the fabric. So I took a little package of envelopes and letters or letter paper, and that's just gonna be an example of how big we need this to be. So we want to make sure that it fits and that also the smaller sides fit on there too. So you can just move it around like that and then make sure that you have enough. Also make sure to do a little bit more than that so that you have room for stitches. So 1 to 2 centimeters is usually just fine. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do a French stitch. And in that case, we need a little bit more than usual. So I'm gonna take at least 1.5 centimeters. Best if you just take 2 and then you're sure that you're going to have enough room for that. So here I have 2 layers, as you can see, and yeah, you can use pretty much anything you'd like as your present on the inside, as your gift. So this is 20 centimeters and 30 centimeters. That's the size. Of course, you can make it bigger or smaller, and then we can get started. So now that I did this, we're putting it ugly side on ugly side, or the pretty sides should be facing you this time. So that's really important this time. We usually put pretty side on pretty side. This time we want it the other way around because we're doing the French stitch. So we're going to do a stitch in the stitch. So you're going to see in a moment what I mean, but for the stitch, we need this the other way around. So I'm basically going to pin this all together so that it all stays in place. My pins are here on the side, and then we're going to do a stitch on the top, or not on the top, but everywhere else. So this side is going to stay open, and that's where we're going to tie it later. So we need 3 sides with regular straight stitches. Make sure that you go as close to the edge as possible without damaging the stitch, and that's all that we need for now. So now that we did the edges, we can cut the corners out just a little bit. And then of course we can remove the excess fabric if there is any. And yeah, I'm just gonna cut this really straight because I want it really neat on the top and the bottom. And yeah, as soon as you're satisfied, you basically have your basic stitch. And now what I'm gonna show you is how to do the French stitch itself. So we can now turn it inside out, and then I'm going to show you how to do the French stitch from this side. So just turn it inside out and then make sure that everything is nice and flat, and then I'm going to show you how to move from this point on and do the French stitch. And now that we have minimal amounts of excess fabric on the other side of the stitch and that I ironed over everything so that it stays nice and flat, we're gonna do an extra stitch on here. So now we need to take care that the stitch that we just did is gonna stay on the inside of the stitch that we're gonna do. So we're basically trying to hide it or make a little pouch or a little pocket where that stitch is gonna be hidden. So I'm gonna take about 1 centimeter here away from the edge and I'm gonna do the 3 straight stitches. So that's gonna be our next step. Make sure to leave the top open and then I'm gonna show you later what we're gonna do with that. And this is what you should have now that we have everything on all 3 sides done. So you can see here that we basically closed off the original stitch that we did on the inside of this new stitch. So that's really cool because that way it's going to look neat from the inside and the outside as well. So now what we're going to do is cut a little bit here inwards so that we have a really nice pocket or a really nice corner, and so that these little pockets don't get in the way. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then we can fold it kind of outwards and make it look really nice in the end. So that's the open side now, and we're gonna work on that as well and do a really cool stitch. So we're gonna fold it like this twice, and then we're gonna do a stitch there to keep it in place and make it neat on top as well. There we go. So make sure that you're satisfied with the way it looks. It shouldn't be too thick on the edges here, and then I'm gonna do a stitch here. And this is what you should have now from the outer side. So you see it looks a lot nicer than it did. There are no open edges or anything. So we have everything nicely stitched up. And you can see here that it's a little bit narrower than the rest of the bag, but that's exactly what we want and it's going to look really nice in the end. I'm going to show you really soon when we put the present inside what it's going to look like. So if you're using thicker fabric, then of course what you can do is do it as always. Pretty side on pretty side, do a stitch right there and then turn it inside out. Then you can do it with a zigzag stitch and then turn it the other way around and have a really neat result as well. But I really wanted to try the French stitch here and I think it works really great. So yeah, I'm just combining 2 different styles or a project with a stitch that I really wanted to do. And then you can just check if you're satisfied with the corners and everything else, and then I can put the little present inside. So in this case I have my little box, and this has the perfect size for it, so that's what I also measured for, and it fits inside perfectly. So now I'm just going to take a pretty band. You can do a bow or a double knot or even something like this to hang on there to make it even more festive. So you have all the freedom to do it anywhere you like as far as that goes. What you could also do is do a cord here on top and then just kind of pull it together. So that's also an option. In that case, you would have to make it a little bit thicker or wider, and then you would have to have a little hole where the rope is going to go in and out. That can be rope or cord or pretty much anything else, even a decorative band. So yeah, this time you're making something that you can reuse and that's going to be beautiful every time you use it and that you can wash, of course, as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. You can also check out the other video with the little decorative bits that I'm using on here as an addition. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up, subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!